The wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's men and all the king's horses, they could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Ah, poor, poor Humpty Dumpty. That is yeah, it's a child's tale, but it's one of that we should learn from. And this hobby is Humpty Dumpty. And the Pokemon hobby, it sat on that same wall. And this Pokemon hobby, it had that same great fall. And it hit the ground, and oh boy, did it shatter. This hobby is completely different. What we used to know as this hobby doesn't even matter anymore. Everything is completely changed. Man, every day that goes by, I have more time to reflect on just this hobby. Something I'm very grateful for. My opinions have changed so much so recently. I'm starting to really reflect. And sometimes reflection's a good thing, sometimes reflection's a bad thing. In this case, I think I don't know what it is, but I'll give you guys a couple rundowns. So, obviously, you guys know I've been streaming on Fanatics for Catch 'em All Collectibles. Been super great, where I'm streaming 5 nights a week, just, selling cards, singles, packs, sealed, doing a lot of rips, opening thousands upon thousands of packs. We are doing crazy numbers, at least numbers that I thought were possible. And me and Dan first started streaming, I kind of said to Dan, I'm like, I think this is the numbers we can do, and I thought that there was a future, and Dan was still hesitant. And when everything first started, I told Dan how much I want to stream, like what I wanted to do, what I thought was possible, and he definitely entertained me. He listened for the most part. I think he tuned me out once in a while because I think I was just saying some nonsense once in a while. And then when everything started going crazy and, Dan's having to really make big business decisions. Dan already has a big Pokemon business. I think what I was doing was still like kind of big for just, I always say just a guy in a grandma's basement. But Dan had to change up his business where he's got a source way more. And it really just opens your eyes to an area of the hobby that I knew existed, but I was kind of ignoring. But I told Dan like all the things I thought we were gonna do, and it was probably, I want to say it was maybe a couple weeks ago, or maybe as far as a month ago. I said to Dan, like, after you can see how to change his business, I said, I told you this, Dan. I was like, I'm gonna stream this much. I think this is what was gonna happen. And he's like, you know what, PK? He's like, you did tell me exactly what you were going to do, especially when it came with amount of time I was gonna do it. And Dan just straight up said, I just didn't believe you. So even though he listened, there was still a part of him that just didn't believe me. And we're growing something awesome together. But it opens my eyes to a lot of things. Like, Dan's obviously having to source hundreds of thousands of dollars now per month in inventory that before, our first stream was October 4th. So 10/4. Here we are at the time of recording this video. It's, 12/19. So a little over 2.5 months. Dan's going to put out his video for his 90 days. That 90 days, it's going to be a number that I think a lot of you guys are going to be kind of blown away by. It's going to be big numbers, but, Dan's sourcing that, but I'm selling that stuff, selling it every day, shipping it out every day. I print my shipping labels every single day, and if I wanted, I could stretch my shipping labels from one wall all the way to the other, just on little thermal labels. And every day, it's the same thing, just printing it. But it gives me a new perspective. I'm like, there is just demand out there that is unabashing, unquenchable. It's just a freight train of demand. And it's not just one person. It's not just 100 people. It's thousands, tens of thousands. And when you start to multiply it across all these different platforms, and that is just people that are looking to get into like the auctions, your Fanatics, your whatnots, your eBay lives. That's just a small amount. And then I go on to the Rattle Discords, and I look at the restock bots, and I turned off some of the notifications. Why did I turn off some of the notifications? Because I got tired of trying. My time was just too valuable. I ran out of time, but it's sad my time became too valuable to like check these restock bots all the time, but I also turned off the notifications. Like I keep some of them on. I got the Pokemon Center one on. Everyone this is gonna hurt me, but everyone turn on the Pokemon Center one. And I turned off the bots because every time I would click on one, it would just the website, whatever it was, would crash. The page they would have quantity available. I would click, I would add that quantity to my cart. By the time I got my credit card information or my billing, because I was clicking through the Discord and not through like my normal browser, I'd have to, sign in to, depending on the account. Oh man, I got Best Buy accounts, I got Walmart accounts, I got Pokemon Center accounts, I got Target accounts, you name it, I got it. So if I'm not logged in for some reason, I have to re-log in, re-enter my credit card. Some of them have the credit card saved on file, some of it doesn't. All this is just so minuscule. It's just, logging in to a website, putting in your credit card information. How long does that take? Like, I know my password, I know my email by heart. So what are we talking? Like 30 seconds? Like, but I can't even log in because the website crashes because there's so much demand for this one product and it's just a flood of people. And then when I go to finally check out, it's out of stock. And it's like, man, and it's crazy. And then I'm like, oh, I just wasted my time. And then it takes me a little while. And just for perspective, I'm like, yeah, I wasted my time, but I only wasted like 5 minutes. So it wasn't like my time maybe is that valuable. Maybe it just comes down to it's so defeating. But the only reason it's so defeating is because this hobby right now goes to the title of this freaking video. This hobby is broken. We're trying to pick up the pieces. Trying to make all this make sense right now. Unprecedented demand versus unprecedented hype versus an unquenching want and need and desire. All these words. We should just do like maybe my next video to end out the year. We're going to just do the seven deadly sins of the Pokemon hobby, because all the 7 deadly sins could somehow lust and greed and envy. All this stuff could just get summed up into Pokemon, and maybe that's how I'm just going to title my last video of 2024. Pokemon hobby and the 7 deadly sins, because we're just going through it all. And man, there's a couple of them. Lust, envy, greed, jealousy. Think about these. We got some good we're going to have a good 7 deadly sins, and we'll go through them all for my last live. You guys don't know, I made a promise at the beginning of the year. I said I was going to go live every single Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe the time has changed up or minus 10 minutes here and there, but I went live every single Thursday night. And we got 1 week left in order for me to keep my promise, and then I'll have gone 52 weeks. And I have realized like I need to make more short form content, because the algorithm for whatever reason just isn't pushing out the long form content on some of my other videos. And shout out to Rattle Pokemon. Rattle's got people on his videos commenting, what happened to PK? And then on my last videos, I have people commenting and being like, oh, I can't believe this guy stopped making videos. And it's like, this guy hasn't stopped making videos. This guy makes a video every single week. But for what, maybe it's people are just not subscribed, and they're just, I don't know what happened. It's not pushing out my lives to people. And the amount of comments recently they've really gotten a lot, where people have like now come back to my old content and started commenting like, what happened to this guy? Where did this guy go? And it's like, I didn't go anywhere. I literally make more content now if I did 50, by the end of the year, I'm going to have done 52 lives at an average between 1 and 2 hours. They like 1 hour on a short live. That's 100+ hours a year of content. I don't know. That's a little rant, but I got it. So maybe for next year, I'm going to try to do like 2 or 3 videos a year, or a week. keep the Thursday lives, and then add 2 short form content. I hate it. I, I love long form stuff because you get to work out your thoughts. It's hard to condense it into a small thing. Like I'm already gone for 10 minutes right now. I can't just make a short video 10 minutes. I gotta air out my thoughts. They have to be conscious streams, or constant streams of consciousness. That's what it's got to be. And it's got to be the talk about what's going on in the hobby. But going back to what I was saying, seeing this unprecedented demand, we're not slowing up. So to talk about like our lives, and then, I'm selling so much stuff, shipping out so much stuff. But Dan talked about his allocations he's getting for prismatic evolutions. And keep in mind now, Dan was in the Evo program. So through Troll and Toad, if you guys don't know what the Evo program is the Evo program was a program that Troll and Toad had, where they pretty much acted as PK in the situation, where I do all the selling, all the packing, all the shipping. That's what Evo pretty much did. So you would send your cards away to the Evo Troll and Toad program, and they would handle everything. But you would pay a higher percentage for Evo to sell it through, as if you just regularly sold your cards through TCG Player, where if like you're doing all your own shipping and all your own packing. But so you would pay a little bit of a premium, but the percentages people had to pay to be in that Evo program wasn't crazy. So Dan would sell all his sealed product through Evo, and sometimes he would make very, very small margins, maybe like 1% or 2%, where if you're handling product, that's a lot of work to do to make 1 or 2%. Let's say you have a booster box at release. Yeah, sure. Right now, you get a booster box at release. You can pick it up for $95 and you can sell it for $150 at release, because look at what Surge and Sparks did. Look at what the new sets are going to do. Look at what Team Rocket's going to do. Look at what, that's not the norm of recently. So, Dan would pick up his booster boxes for whatever, $92, $95, sell them and make $1 profit. And that's a lot of money. You got to throw out $100 to get back $1. That's all, you're putting out a lot of money there. But Dan's thought process at the time, which smart people do smart things, and they make business decisions, and they prepare themselves for the future. And anytime you would ask, and Dan was doing a big dollar amounts. He was doing $1 million on Evo. $1 million. $1 million is a lot in this hobby. I'm going to ship out $1 million in next year. I'm going to sell $1 million worth of stuff next year. It's a big number. I see it. Like, I see what is $1 million in Pokemon coming and going through your hands every year? What does it look like? $1 million worth of cards is a lot. If you're only doing the highest of end, then it's not a lot. But I promise you, it's a lot when you actually are physically in it. Boxes coming out every single day. Tons of items to the post office every day. Some of the cards can be $1, some of the cards can be $1,000, but it still takes a lot to get to $1 million. So Dan was selling $1 million through Evo. And when I say, like, why do it? Why put, if you got a new release from distribution and you're picking up 90 cases and you got to throw out tens of thousands of dollars and you're making 1% on all that money, is it worth it to you? And his one answer to me was always the same thing. Well, yeah, I'm maybe not making money, and sometimes on some of this product I'm actually losing money, but he did it all with one thought in mind. And that one thought was, one, he didn't have to do any of the shipping, none of the handling. But he said the most important thing he was doing was he was building up his allocations, because he said if he ever needed those allocations, he would be happy that he has spend with his distribution. It was a very big brain. And what he did ended up paying off dividends when we went through a boom. And Dan knew that. He knew exactly what he was doing. At no step along that process did he not fully understand what he was doing. Even though he was giving up a ton of money, he was just building up spend with distribution. and he wasn't dealing with any of that. Literally, his distribution was like right next to Troll and Toad. It was almost as if they were rolling a pallet out one, loading bay door and just rolling that pallet right into Troll and Toad. Like, it was super close. And he was doing that for years just to build up spend. That's it. There was no financial windfall there. It was just building up spend. And he did that with $1 million worth of shit. Think about that. $1 million. Prismatic Evolutions is coming out, January 16th or 17th. And Dan's going to get a pretty decent amount, allocation wise for one man building a business in a grandma's basement. He's going to get a decent amount. It's going to be nothing. That's what I'm getting at. With that whole story and building up allocations and, spending money just to hopefully, with the pipe dream, the fever dream that one day the market will go crazy and all this allocation and all this spend will pay off. That fever dream. All that work. We might have 1 to 2 weeks worth of product to stream. And it's probably going to actually lean closer to that 1 week. Years of work, years of allocations, years of spend have all accumulated to Dan buying the max amount he can from distribution and maybe having 1 week worth of product to stream. 1 week. For years and millions of dollars spent to get 1 week worth of product. That is this hobby. Think about that. All the work, all the money, all the time, all the effort to maybe have a week worth of product to stream. The only reason that is possible is because the demand in this hobby right now is so preposterously insane. We're not slowing up. My last couple lives have been different lives. I get it. I'm just trying to explain to you guys, like, what's going on. Like, this is the best freaking hobby in the whole world. Opportunities are there to be made. Fortunes will be made. Some people, maybe fortunes will be lost, but man, fortunes will be made. Every single YouTube channel right now could pump out content. If you've never made a Pokemon content before, listen, look at me. I'm the least edited Pokemon channel in all of YouTube. There is nobody right now. Like, when you look at my most recent body of work, there is nobody that is more less edited than me. More or less edited. Yeah, sure, that's a sentence. Nobody, I just turn on the video and I just talk into the abyss. I talk into the void and there'll be 100 people watching. Those 100 people are deep down the rabbit hole. And out of those 100 people, there are multiple people moving 6 figures worth of, inventory. I'll have 100 people watching, and out of those 100 people, there will be 5 or 10 of them that I know for a fact are doing 6 figures. And then what about the people that I don't know? How many of those people are doing 6 figures? And then out of that 100 people that are watching it, how many of those people are doing 7 figures? Sure, Dan's going to watch this video. Sure, Rusty's going to watch this video. I'm sure Nick Old School Pokemon's going to watch this video. Maybe we could get Jake out of his cave, Jake from Pokenomics. Maybe he watches this video. Once in a while, Rev will watch this video. I don't know how often Rev watches my videos, but I've talked to him in the past. He listened to him once in a while when he's like doing some packing or getting stuff ready for streams. He'll just put this on in his earbud and listen the distance. So you got all those guys, 7 figures. Every single one of them that I just mentioned doing 7 figures. And then how many people are doing 6 figures? You got the Spicy Boys. You got Ernesto. You got Jake. Think about all those guys. You got Joshy Old Card Shop. You got Retro Specs. All those people. 6 figures worth of inventory a year. And then out of the how many names that I not mention, And most of those people will watch this. That's a lot of money when you add up every single person. And it's like, okay, if our little teeny corner of the hobby, sure, when you throw out PokeRev, I don't know. Let's just assume he's watching one of my videos. Him alone, $10 million a year. He's moving. I mean, you could just look at his most recent PokeRev packs he did. So PokeRev's most recent packs, it's 1 out of 1,000 chance of getting first edition base set pack. 1 out of 1,000. It might sound like a big number, but it's not that hard. I mean, that's a good pull rate. 1 out of 1,000. So 1 out of 1,000, we know exactly how many packs he's made then, because there's 36 packs in a first edition base set booster box, right? So that's 36. So that's 300. So if you have 1,000, that's 360,000 PokeRev packs he made for this most recent drop. 1 out of 1,000 shot, 36 packs per booster box. That means there's 360,000 of those PokeRev mystery packs were made. Times $69.99. That's what he's selling those booster boxes for. Or those packs for. That means, in order for him to sell 360,000 PokeRev mystery packs at $69.99, that works out to $25,196,400. You got one man, one little man on a YouTube channel with a beard selling $25 million worth of mystery packs. The only way you could do that is you grow, 25 million worth of packs. That's a lot of product to fill those mystery packs. There's demand. Let's just say he didn't put all 36 of those first edition base set packs in it. Let's just say he only did half that print run. So he did 18 packs out of that booster box, and he's still sitting on the other 18 packs. Okay. $12.5 million worth of mystery packs. If you cut that number in half, go from 25 million, cut it in half, 12.5 million. You got Dan, his Catch 'em All collectibles. You could look at what his Fanatics is doing. You could see his consignment. It's like, I think he made a live. He said he's doing 50 grand a week per week on consignment. We've seen what Z&G's numbers are doing. Z&G, James, Z&G Emporium. He was the number 2 Pokemon seller on eBay in 2024. Number 2 out of I think it was 240,000 sellers. Z&G was number 2. James has been on this channel. I know for a fact James listens to these videos. James is the number 2 largest seller on eBay. Number 2. Rusty, we saw when he was on Poke Radar's podcast, he showed his 90 days one time, and it was over $1 million for his 90 day at that time. Over $1 million. He showed it. He showed it on a live. Do you see these numbers? Do you hear these numbers? Now, this is the thing. People are going to think that what we're doing is hard. It's not hard. It just takes will. It just takes determination. It just takes passion. I hope I have that passion. I think I have that passion. At least I tell myself I have that passion. If I don't have that passion, well, then I fucking will fake it till I make it. But man, I think I got the passion. Whatever it is needed. I work a full-time job still. And I don't just work a full-time job pushing carriages at the grocery store. I'm not packing grocery bags, I got a big boy job. I got a big job with a lot of responsibility. And it's just I could do this on a part-time through my basement And it's like crazy what is possible in this hobby. And there is a number that I could make it where it stops making sense to like go to work every day. Gonna get to a point where it will cost me money to go to work. Think about that. Think about that sentence. It's going to cost me money because the opportunity costs that I will be wasting for going to work opposed to staying home. Oh, Nikki Savage said PK 36 times. Oh, 36,000. What am I doing? How did I do that? So 36. Oh, God. How did I fuck up that number so bad? 36,000 times 69.99. 2.5 million. Oh, I really fucked up that number. Nice. You can tell I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. 2.5 million. Doesn't matter. So 2.5 million worth of packs. Still a lot. Plus he still does his eBay. Plus he still does his channel. But 2.5 million is way bigger than 25 million. I don't know how I got that number. Thank you, Nikki Slabbage. Appreciate that. But still, Rev, 2.5 million. Sorry, that is a good correction. Timestamp that. I put in the comments. Timestamp it. 26 minutes. I did say the right number. Thank you, Nikki Slabbage. Still, 2.5 million for Rev. You got a lot of guys just doing big numbers. You know, Retro's doing big numbers with, Japanese, and a lot of these numbers that a lot of people are doing, they built businesses within a couple years. Oh, I promise you, like whatever I was doing were not, big numbers opposed to what I'm doing now. There was never a time when I was shipping out 50 items a day. Even on the peak when I was doing 10 items a day, printing each label one by one. Now I just print them in a long ass sheet. And everyone I know, it's just their volume has just gone up so exponentially in the last couple weeks. Crazy. It's crazy though when you think about the numbers though. Even with Rev at 2.5 million doesn't make a difference. Like it doesn't change anything. 2.5 million for Rev. James is doing millions. Dan's doing millions. Rusty's doing millions. How can you buy, Dan? We talked about Dan's Pikachu Gray Felt Hat play. How many people did? This is the thing too. It's like so many people are piling in to do plays too, like the Japanese Umbreon play, the Japanese Master Ball play. Everybody's rushing the grade. What the hell's going on with Beckett? If you guys don't know, Beckett is just restructured Beckett grading. Pretty much like it's a means nothing kind of thing. So Beckett restructured. It's like Beckett Grading Services card shield like the penny sleeve card shield, and Southern Hobby. So they've all combined and they become one company. But it was already like all the parent companies, and the Beckett management hasn't changed. Like the person that was in charge of Beckett is still in charge of Beckett. The team that was in charge of Beckett is still in charge of Beckett. Like, even though they rebranded to some stupid name too, I forgot the name. But what was the name? Like Collectivist was the name of it. Collectivist. Oh man, how did I remember that from that article? Collectivist. That's the name. Collectivist. Stupidest name I've ever heard. Like, that's a new conglomerate thing that they've restructured into, but none of the management has changed. Like, and then they got a big cash infusion, whatever that means. However much cash they got, maybe to help Beckett out. The best thing that would ever happen for Beckett is for Beckett to freaking, just get acquired by somebody. Yeah. I look every day. I look on all these different platforms. I just look at the sheer numbers. Numbers are big in this hobby. When does it end, though? I think that's the question a lot of people are asking. People are so in on the day-to-day and, looking at the future and what should I do with my Evolving Skies booster box? Do I care about, what's like the most recent topics? Let me think. Should I sell my Evolving Sky? This is the best. Okay, I'll give you like just a rundown. Ready? We're gonna rant real fast. We're gonna give you a rundown of everything people are asking. Should I sell my Evolving Skies booster boxes right now and buy Modern? Then you got other people going, is it too late to buy into Evolving Skies? You got both people on both ends of the spectrum. One guy wants to sell, one guy thinks it's now's the time to buy. Should I buy Evolving Skies? Should I buy Team Up? Should I sell my black and white booster boxes? Should I be buying black and white booster boxes? What do you think about XY? What do you think about Sun and Moon? You know, how do I get allocations? You know, do you think Surgeon Sparks is going to get a reprint? Do you think the Bloom and Waters collection boxes are the last reprint for 151? What do you think about Crown Zenith right now with the Sea and Sky boxes? Do you think 151 UPCs are going to get reprinted? What do you think about Pokemon Center ETBs? What do you think about Pokemon Center stamp promos? Should I be buying Pokemon Center ETBs? I didn't buy a Celebrations Pokemon Center ETB. Should I buy a Celebrations Pokemon Center ETB right now? Have you looked at the price of Obsidian Flame Pokemon Center ETBs? Should I buy those? Pat Flynn made a video talking about the 5th anniversary Pikachu. I didn't even know Chinese, they made cards. I didn't even know there was cards made out of China. Should I be buying those? Look at how expensive those are. I don't care about any of the other bazillion cards that are currently made that are beautiful that I get for super cheap in Chinese. But Pat Flynn made a video talking about one specific promo that I didn't think I cared about, but now I do care about. What do you think about that? What do you think about what else? Oh, should I buy a Moonbreon in a PSA 10? Should I sell my Moonbreon in a PSA 10? All tarts right now. PK, do you think I should buy all tarts right now? Some of them are really cheap, but some of them are really expensive. For some reason, I don't like the cheap ones. I only want to look at the expensive ones. Bubble Mew. Bubble Mew's all I freaking care about. Bubble Mew. Wait, there's a Charizard on Paldean Fates. Fuck in Charizard. You could suck my balls. I could care less. I just care about the Bubble Mew because the Bubble Mew's expensive. PK, should I be acquiring Bubble Mews? I know that there's a million other SIRs from all of fucking Scarlet or Sword and Scarlet and Violet, whatever we're at. Scarlet and Violet. All these other SIRs are like most of them are sub $10, but I don't care about those because the Bubble Mew is expensive. Yes or no to the Bubble Mew? We got the Magikarp. Should I be buying PSA 10 Magikarps? And look at the populations, PK. Look at how low they are. Oh my God, Prismatic Evolutions. Boxes, I could have picked them up at $50. They're right now at $65. Should I remortgage my house? Do you think that Japan's going to reprint Prismatic Evolutions booster boxes, even though Japan has literally made it their fucking goal in life to reprint everything to the absolute ground to obliviate the market? We watch 151 get reprinted 600,000 times. PK, do you think they're going to reprint Prismatic Evolutions? I don't know. I don't think it is. Should I be buying it at $65? Is now my entry opportunity. It may never go down from $65, even though I could have got it at $50, but I didn't want it then, PK. You don't understand because it wasn't as expensive as it should have been. I knew it was a good set, but it wasn't expensive. It finally went up literally $15 per box, and now I need it. But now I don't just need it. I need to know, is it a good investment? Oh my God, we got Prismatic Evolutions coming out. Did you hear there may not be Master Balls? I don't know where that came from. How did that become a rumor? What if there's not Master Balls, PK? Everyone said there was going to be English Master Balls. How many Master Balls are you going to be able to pull? You're going to be able to pull one Master Ball for every 10 packs like you can, or is it going to be one out of every 20 like in the Japanese 151, or is it going to be one per ETB, PK? Why can't you just tell me the answer to how many fucking Master Balls are in it? PK, you got it. You're supposed to know about Pokemon. How do you not know the answer that no one knows? Just tell me the fucking Master Ball pull rates, PK, or I will come to your house and I will just... These are all the questions people want to know. Is Beckett going to die, PK? Because Beckett, the CEO, who I've never heard his name from and never has been mentioned on a single live of any fucking Deep Down the Rabbit Hole YouTube channel I have ever watched in my entire life, does the CEO of the parent company that I've never even heard of the guy's name who I've never heard of, got in trouble for insider trading? Is Beckett gonna disintegrate? Should I pull my cards out? Should I crack every Beckett slab? Should I take my Beckett slabs? Should I melt it in a fire and make it into a Pikachu mold? of just dripping plastic. Is that what I should do? Oh my God, PK, can you believe that PSA's turnaround times are now 3 months? 3 months might as well be 3 years at this point. Even though not too long ago, it was a year turnaround time for PSA, and then you had to roll out all these like extra tiers. It's 3 months. Oh my God. People who still continue to grade with CGC still don't understand, why am I losing money, PK? I keep grading my cards with CGC. I get a couple pristine 10s. But they get all 10s, and they're losing money. People are just doing low. I love it. Listen, I'm the king of it. Low margin or low dollar, high margin plays. They're worth it, but man, they're a grind. Just everybody, just start moving into higher dollar cards. That's where you need to be. Yeah, these illustration rares, all these IRs from Paldea and Paldea Evolved, they're nice. They have really shitty 10 rates. You pull a fucking Meryl from Paldea Evolved, a Meryl. You send it away, you get a 10, you can make exponential. It sucks. Don't do it. It's too much work. The 9s are going to destroy you. 9s for low Listen, my last submission was just 95 cards that I just sent away like a week or two ago. It was all like low dollar cards, high profit. I'm going to sit on a lot of these cards. I know I'm going to. If you guys are turning and burning your money, though, if you don't just want to put it on eBay, set it and forget it. Just get away from the low dollar stuff. Move into higher dollar cards. You gotta be buying all what the people want. Buy the freaking expensive Umbreons. Buy the Bubble Mews. Buy the Charizards. Buy whatever the most expensive chase is. I don't care how enticing the hard to grade low pop $2 illustration rare that sells for 100 is. I know it looks good. You spend $2, you spend 15 to grade it, and it sells for 100 plus in a PSA 10. You got like a 30%, 20%, 10 rate. Some of them are 5. I get it. Just stay away from it right now. Just go high dollar. Maybe your margins aren't as great, but it's going to be instant liquidity. Give away the high margin plays right now and just get into the liquidity plays. That's where you need to be at right now today. Move from end of 2024 and moving into 2025. Just the higher the liquidity, the better. That is going to be where I'm at right now. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Liquidity will be king for those of you that would like to make money. For those of you that really want to make money, you can turn and burn high liquidity stuff so much easier than you will turn and burn, low cost, high margin plays. Listen, low cost, high margin plays, those were the plays. And like when Pokemon was in a downturn, the 2023 timelines, early 2024, low dollar, high margins. We're not there right now. We're high liquidity, fast pace, go, 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 go. That's where you need to be. I promise you. If you don't take anything from this video, if you don't take anything I say, for 2025, high dollar, low margin, ultra liquidity. Maybe we'll use that as a word. Ultra liquidity. That's where you got to be. Ultra liquidity. Ultra liquidity. Just be as liquid as you can, turning and burning stuff and taking advantage of every little morsel that is of this Pokemon hobby right now. It's there. Ultra liquidity. Ultra. What word is better than ultra? Hyper. Hyper ultra. Ultra, hyper, mega. That's where you got to be. That is my advice. Anything you guys are looking at, don't hold anything right now. There's time to hold. Listen, I'm collector boy through and through, like deep in my heart of hearts. Yeah, it's a black heart. It's a little black dot, and it's deep inside. But right now, it's just, you will have time to pick up all this stuff. And you know what? I'm going to let you in on a harsh reality. Some of this shit, you might have to buy in at higher prices later, but right now, today, man, turn and burn a lot of this stuff. Sealed product is ultra liquidity, but you're going to have to take a haircut on some of this stuff. If you are looking at your booster box and you're hemming and hawing over if that thing goes from $225 a booster box to what if it goes to $235 a booster box, and if that's going to break you, if that's going to break your spirit, if that's going to break you as a human being, if it's going to destroy your brain because you sold it at $225 and you should have sold it, you should have held it on, and it went up to 235. But yeah, you're just sitting on that booster box, and it's just dead money in this crazy, crazy hype, crazy, crazy boom of booms. We are wild timing right now. We are move stuff. I'll give you an example. I know I talk about Dan a lot, but listen, I talk to Dan on the daily now. We text. He's my business partner now in our new endeavors that we are doing. And man, I can't wait to let you guys in on some secrets. I am holding some secrets deep inside right now that I cannot wait to like share this stuff with you. They're not bad secrets. They are good secrets with like plans that we have for 2025, but I don't want to start saying stuff and then not have it come true. But man, there are stuff being planned right now in the background that is really, really, really big stuff. Stuff that I like super excited for. And I think you guys are going to be super excited for, and it's going to be a big step in just my journey. But I know but anyways, I talk about Dan a lot, but Dan was buying recently when we started doing the lives at 85%. You guys, just the amount of people that reached out to him was a lot. It got overwhelming. He had to cut his buy price down to $70. But it doesn't change the fact that there was a period of time that existed in the last 2 months. Because I just told you we started streaming October 4th. Dan was buying shit at 85%. You want to know the worst part of that whole story? I told you a lot of people reached out to him. Like, almost makes me sad that not everyone did. Now he's down to 70%. So you just lost 15% by holding your feet. But man, there was a dude out there who was paying you 85%. And what was he paying you 85% on? Everything. Packs, slabs, singles. Everyone could have liquidated. It was their get out of jail free card. You don't get a lot of get out of jail free cards in life. Usually they cost a lot of money. Shout out to Creed Bratton from The Office. They don't just give out get out of jail free cards. My man was handing out get out of jail free cards for anybody that wanted it. Buying their shit at 85%. And what did you have to do? You had to go clear out your closets, clear out your attics, clear out your grandma's basements, pack everything into a big-ass box, couple big-ass boxes, bring it over to UPS, and have UPS ship it to Dan's P.O. box. Dan would open those boxes, verify the contents that you guys and the price that you agreed on, and then he would ACH, Zelle, PayPal friends and family, however you want to get paid. You know what? Everyone didn't do that. When that happened, I looked at it and I'm like, what a litmus test for this hobby. How many people just cash out? Don't get me wrong. I mean, liquidity became an issue for Dan because it was, tens of thousands of dollars a week he was spending. But even that number wasn't an infinite amount. Like, what? Like, I have, here are the cards that were like, this is my bulkier box. This is all the stuff like right next to me. This used to be the PK's desk. This is not the PK's desk anymore. This is the Dan's desk. This is all Dan's shit at my desk now. I've lost my desk. R.I.P. It had a good run, this desk. This desk is no longer mine. These are stuff Dan sent me. Look at this. This is like the box that I'll pull out when auctions are kind of going crazy. This is like from one of the buys Dan did. Somebody just sold this stuff to him. And I got a bunch of these cards, and you know what? I'll sell them once in a while, and they get like a baby shining score bunny. It's like $1-2 card. These are great for sudden death. 20-second auctions, sudden death. Try to get through 3 of these per minute. So $6 per minute. That's what your goal is on shit like this. Sometimes you make $1 per card. But so even if you're making $1, you're making $3 per minute. This is all sudden death. Like, you don't want to run this 30-second extended bid in, and then it, for a Gardevoir EX, it goes for 50 seconds with extended bid in on, and it sells for $3. Like, you don't want that, because then it's not worth your time. This all came from a bulk buy. And then, yeah, there's some other cool cards. Like, this is, the same box. this is the same box. I got some of these, so maybe these are just a little bit higher dollar amount cards, like, just kind of what you expect. So what are these, like, $20 cards? Sure, maybe that Palkia, what, like a $40 card. So then, like, these are 30 seconds with extended bidding on. So then a couple of your auctions, you're making, sudden death, 20-second auctions, you're making $6 a minute. But then these, you're making, the same $6 maybe per minute. But now it's 30 seconds with the extended bidding on. You're still making $6 off this card a minute, or you're making $6 for 3 baby shinies. Like, stuff people don't think, but Dan was buying all this stuff. And what are you gonna do with your stuff? Like, why didn't everyone send it to him? That's the thing. It's like, we can live in a moment of time where just people are gonna look back on this and they're gonna say, wow, we had our outs. There were so many outs. And people will just, they won't take it. They'll sit on it. They won't make the move. They won't pull the trigger. And there will come a period of time, I don't know when that happens, but things are going to go down. Now, Dan's not buying cards like this anymore. This card is not on our buy list anymore because we got our fill of that. Because for a period of time, it was open up at 85%, and we got all the cards we needed. There were some people who were just smart. They live in the moment. They knew what they were doing in the moment. They saw this get out of jail free card for all the stuff that they just don't want to sell. This is all singles at auction. This has all been picked over by people, I'm sure, or some of it. Obviously, some of it hasn't, but like, people probably pick through a lot of this stuff for their grade and plays, and it's just, we're living in that moment of time. But like, that's the problem with this stuff. Listen, this card right here, I love this card. Nice trainer gallery, Blitzy V. Awesome card. I look at this card, I think it's freaking awesome. Like, the Nurse Joy is freaking, I love, like, it's like an old-timey feel to it with the Nurse Joy. And then the Blissey bringing towels looks, oh, these freaking, like, let's just talk about artwork for a second, right? Can't even see it. Come on, camera. My camera won't even focus. But right there. Look at that Nurse Joy. She's got like an it's got like an old-timey feel to the art pattern. It almost like feels like it's right out of a World War I scene. Like an old World War I nurse, like with the color scheme. It has like a little bit of like a Norman Rockwell artistic style to it. Like that Norman Rockwell, like, family sitting down at dinner, but like an old-timey feel to it. And then obviously you got Blissey bringing the towels to the patient. Like, that's cool. This is not an expensive card, All right. All right. All right. Let's see. That is my PK rant. One more week. One more live. I just burn this place to the ground for the last live. Aaron said, what up, boys? Merry Christmas. We got Jeff. We got the Black Investor says, pump my bags. D-Flip says, hello, this year went so fast. Hope it was great for everyone. This year did go fast. One day we woke up, it was January 2024, and now here we are, December 2024. It happens quick, man. Life comes at you fast. The Black Investor said, I had a feel when PSA gave me 0-10s. Yeah, that is the problem, too. If you get a rough grader, I'll do a PSA like rant soon, but like, that hurts. That, you take in 3 steps forwards and then you're like, oh, I'm doing so good, and you send your submission out to PSA, and if you do get hit with like a 0-10 submission, you took 3 steps forward, but then the next thing you know, you're taking 7 steps backwards. And if you don't have a ton of liquidity, now you're just playing a game of catch up. It's like, I've erased all my gains, now I gotta make them back, and now I gotta sell all this, cards. They're not 10s. People only want 10s because 10's the best grade PSA gives, and nobody wants anything else. So the 9s are worthless. The 8s are might as well just crack them out, sell them raw, eat the $15 grading fee, or maybe you spent $13.99. It's rough. Jess said, let's not pump anything that doesn't deserve to be pumped. Anybody interested in some Silver Tempest? Oh, come on. It's got a little Lugia V alt-art. Sure, people want Silver Tempest. Let's see. Black Investor said maybe wholesale collection at 75% in profit, but not max profit. But like that's the thing, when Dan was buying at 85%, like what's the other option? You could sell your collection on eBay and pay 16% and then get slapped with a nice 1099 from eBay because you sold over $5,000 or whatever. So then, worry about taxes there. Or you sell it all through Dan, you get that nice, Zelle payment or whatever, nice ACH deposit or whatever, like through consignment. And it's like, oh, okay, I could have just spent 16 and I could have just got full liquidity. Ultra liquidity, that's all it knows. Lurkin said, I got into this hobby during celebrations. I'm still hooked. All this hobby is straight up, put it in my veins. Pokemon right to the veins. Yeah, Blasty said he broke free. Blasty, good to see ya. Chill Phil said the algorithm is weird lately. It sometimes doesn't even show videos of channels I'm subscribed to. Yeah, that's crazy. Lurkin said, open my Terrestrial Festival boxes and grade the singles or keep and put away. I'm not even answering these questions anymore. Pokemage said 5-figure gang, rise it up. Retrospect said he's a 7-figure gang now. He's not in the 6-figure gang. Sorry. Oh, Mason. He's not in the 6-figure. Mason is one of the few, like, what is it, 12 figures? What's a billion? Billions. What's higher than a billion? Trillion? Mason's in the trillionaire club. Yeah, Mason, he branches out. But yeah, people want to mention 36 is 36,000. Yeah, 2.5 million. I already corrected that. Let's see. People are saying I'm nuts. I am nuts. A lot of people write in. Agent Crypto, what a comment. After the large 151, see, this is it. Like, this is the question people want to answer. After the large 151, BB booster box? No, Build and Battle reprint that just hit Walmart and PC. Will the Bloomin' Waters be the last? See, it's so funny that, like, this is a question people would just ask. It's like, who cares? Your 151 packs, if you could pick up for cheap, just pick them up. Who cares if it's the last restock? You're getting it for super cheap. Look on TCG Player right now. You want me to pull up the TCG Player prices? Like, does it matter? Does it matter if it's the last, like, restock? I mean that. Does it freaking matter? Who cares if they reprint 151 at this point? The current price on TCG Player for 151. Where the frick is it on the spreadsheet? 151, $8.84 a pack on TCG Player right now. Who cares if they reprint it? Who cares if it's the last restock? Just buy it at this point. If you could pick up Bloomin' Waters or any of this shit at MSRP, just pick it up. I literally just told you that the TCG Player price is $8.84. Who cares? Just stop caring. It doesn't even matter at this point. Like any of the good set, like Crown Zenith. Oh my god. I can't wait for the freaking investment gurus to come out who will say, like, you should be buying Crown Zenith right now. Duh. I can't wait for those videos to come out. Oh my god. The people that are going to be like, who said, oh, you should probably buy Crown Zenith. Of course. Buy Crown Zenith right now. Like those Sea and Sky boxes, there are so many Crown Zenith packs. Crown Zenith is a slam dunk set. There's people getting, their packs for, what was it? Man, I saw it in Dan's chat. I think it was like oh, I'm probably gonna misquote the price, but it was like $2.60 a pack. They were able to get their Crown Zenith packs for. It was like $2.60, and it was like with credit card discounts for like a 2% plus. There was a 15% coupon that people were able to use, so they were able to use the 15% coupon, then the 2% credit card back on that, and they were able to get their price down to $2.60 a pack or something for Crown Zenith. Buy. Buy it all. Who cares? Even if Crown Zenith gets reprinted, like, is that what we're worried about now? Are we worried about the 151? Are we worried about the Crown Zenith? Are you worried about prismatic evolutions at MSRP? Like, who cares? Just buy it right now. Buy it. Ultra liquidity. Buy it, and if you're worried, just sell it. Sorry. Take your freaking huge percentages right now. It's like, what do you have to do? You have to put your credit card information, get that box, break it down, sell the packs loose, and you make money. And you don't just make money, you're making like 30 to 40%. Do you know how much money 30 to 40% is? That is a preposterous dollar amount for just buying at retail and selling. The amount of money that is just out there is stupid. Like, go buy a freaking... I don't like to compare Pokemon to the stock market. And I just hate that people do it. But, like, for percentage-wise, go buy a stock and get 30-40% instantly. Go buy your S&P, matching fund that follows that S&P and get 30-40% instantly. Like, it doesn't exist. And you can do it. And that's the thing about this hobby. The entry point, the barrier to entry is like $50. You could buy one of these Bloom and Water collection boxes or one of these Sea and Sky boxes. It's like a $50 entry point. That is your barrier to entry. It's sub 50. And you can start off with 50. And if you are just grinding your ass off, you could turn that 50, and there's people in the Rattle Discord who are full-time bot buyers. There are. I don't have the time for that, but there are. There are people that are they're full-time. They sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day, and they're just buying and selling. The amount of money that people have made just breaking down products as of recently, it's crazy. Like, there are people making $300 an hour. We know it. Like, the one guy shared his spreadsheet. I forget the name. I shared it on my channel. I don't remember what video. You got to go back. But he showed, like, he went into his local Sam's Club. They had a bunch of pallet. He talked to the manager. He said, "What if I buy all this stuff?" The manager's like, "If you buy it all, I'll give you a discount." So then he literally said, "I'll take it all." And he's like, "Do you want this pallet?" He's like, "FYI, I also got a pallet in the back room if you want that too." And the guy's like, "I'll take them." And he bought both pallets, and he broke it all down, sold all the packs, and then ended up working out what he paid versus his time it took to break down the packs, and he made $300 an hour. It took him a while, and I'm sure he had a ton of cardboard and plastic clamshells, sorry earth, but made $300 an hour. There are people, that is not a one-off thing. He is not the only person to have ever done that in the history of this hobby. There are multiple people doing that every single day. There are multiple people buying and breaking down product and making hundreds of dollars an hour. And then there's the same amount of people who there's those that they're actually doing it. They're living it. Everything I talk about, everything I say, they're doing it. There are people doing exactly this. And then there's other people that are looking at their Surgeon Sparks booster box and they're like, "I'm so happy I bought this out. 105. I only own one. I will think about reselling this every day." My day will be consumed with this one singular box of Surgeon Sparks. And this will consume me. And I will spend all my effort, all my time thinking about this one single booster box. And you know what? Surgeon Sparks will go up, and that booster box will hit $250, and then it will get reprinted, and then it will go all the way back down to 130. And that same person that looked at that Surge and Sparks booster box every day and didn't do anything with it will watch it go up to 250. They'll watch the reprint come, and they'll watch it go down, and then it will hit like 130, 140 per booster box after the reprint, and then they'll watch that booster box go back up to 190, and they'll be like, you know what? I didn't cash out at 250, but at least it's now at 190. And then a second reprint will come, and that booster box will go back down to 130, 140, and then they'll watch it go back up eventually. And next thing they know, they've been staring at that same Surge and Sparks booster box at this point, and we're now 3 years into it. This Surge and Sparks booster box is finally about to go out of rotation, and then they're going to ask in the chat, do you think I should sell my Surge and Sparks booster box now, or should I hold on to it now that it's going out of rotation? And it's like, bro, you didn't sell it when it went up to 250. You didn't sell it when it crashed at 130, went back to 190, crashed back down 130, and now it's at 175, about to go out of rotation. You just do you. There will be that person too, and that will be their life, and that will be their collected journey. They'll watch it go up, watch it go down, and they'll never know, and they'll never pull the trigger, they'll never do anything. But you need those people too. You don't want all those people selling, but that's just the world we live in. All right. Pokebondo said, my guy PK is absolutely ripping what we are all thinking. PokeKid said, PK is broken. PK's been broken. There is no... PK is the Humpty Dumpty of this hobby. PK is falling off that wall, and all the King's men and all the King's horses are not putting PK back together again. Let's see. Omnipotent says, you can tell the new people in the hobby with the questions they ask, yes. D-Flip says, I love when PK transfers into Super Saiyan. Jimbo Slice says, this is his final form. Let's see. D-Flip said, by the way, a reprint of Terrestrial Festival is announced at Distro in Japan for end of January, February. Yeah, I can't wait. Thrifty said, T-Cell toast to Big Dog. Thrifty, I love you. Pokemage said, PK, when do we go to the moon? We've already... Dude, we've been on the moon. We already got moon bases. We're just using the moon as a fueling station right now, man. I'm already on my way to Mars. I'll see you later. Pokebondo said, my buddy just asked me about the English Master Balls earlier. I was like, what? Didn't even know. Don't really care. Still buying, yeah. PokeKid said, the Magic 8 Ball will tell you all those answers. Oh, son of a bitch, where is my Magic 8 Ball? Son of a bitch, Alex from Nostalgianomics tuned into one of his lives, and that motherfucker had a Magic 8 Ball. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you. I have to message Alex, be like, just so you know, the Magic 8 Ball, that's me. I'm the Magic 8 Ball guy. I can't even find my Magic 8 Ball right now. How many times have I pulled up that stupid Magic 8 Ball on my lives, and it's gone? Damn it, Dan, you ruined my desk. I don't have my desk. I don't know where anything is anymore. The Dan desk. I guess I'm not the Magic 8 Ball guy anymore, because I don't even know where it went. That was me! The son of a bitch. Pulled out a Magic 8 Ball, and I'm like, wait, you... No, he didn't. And he's shaking the Magic 8 Ball, asking questions. I'm like, that's what I did! You just took my thing! That was my thing! I made that Magic 8 Ball. Ah. Pokemage said, PK, you haven't mentioned tag yet. Yep. Fresh Tat says this yap session feels long, only been 30 minutes. Don't worry, it's been an hour, 3 minutes now. Katie Lowen said, to be honest, I would love to know the average amount of money, or I would love to know the amount of money the average collector spends that doesn't sell / makes profit in the hobby. Be interesting. I think it all just comes down to, like what people's dispendable funds are. I think the thing that I'm struggling with the most is the reality of, I know a lot of people, how they're growing their collections right now, and I think a lot of people are growing their collections on debt. And that debt might be 0% APR credit cards for like 18 months or something, you know, and they're building a nice collection and 0% credit card. And on paper, yeah, their collections are growing. And yeah, that credit card bill, maybe they're just paying the minimum payment because there's no interest due yet. And 18 months will be here before you know it for some of these people. And my fear is when that 18 months comes around, just like I told you, there's one person in the history of this hobby that is undefeated. That is Father Time. So Father Time will catch up to people doing that. But then there's probably a second person who is also pretty close to undefeated in this hobby, and that's a credit card company. The credit card company might be the number 2 most undefeated person. The credit card company will get theirs. And for those people that are building on just ton of credit card debt, I do fear for those people. And I do fear for those that are just over leveraged because they're seeing what this hobby truly is, but they just don't know how to navigate it properly. So, and they're buying everything. It's like shiny, that's shiny, 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 shiny. Grab that, grab that. And then next thing, and that it goes back to what I've talked about long, long ago on my channel, which comes down to, collection identity. So people are investors, but they're also collectors at heart. So you want to be investing and collecting in what you love. And like, that's where I've always felt like I was a little bit of a hybrid where, you know, it's as long as what you're buying you actually like and enjoy, like, it will help you along your journey. I do feel that some people do get to this point where it's like, why did I buy all these Silver Tempest 3-pack blisters? Why didn't I just buy a bunch of Silver Tempest booster boxes? Why do I have all these 3-pack blisters of Lost Origin? I should have had Lost Origin booster boxes. I got Brilliant Stars check lane blisters. Why didn't I just, instead of having 100 Brilliant Stars check lane blisters, why didn't I just buy Brilliant Stars booster boxes? And why do I have this random collection box? Yeah, this random collection box has a pack of Evolving Skies in it. But this collection box was $20 at the time of purchase. And I could have just picked up a booster box for like $120. But I bought this collection box, and I don't want this collection box. Now I got to break it down. I got this jumbo. I got this promo. And yeah, it had Evolving Skies pack in it, but then it's got these other packs in it, and I don't know. Should I keep it sealed? It's taking up room. Got it in a cardboard box. I got it on the shelf. I got it here. I got it down here. I got this freaking Pokeball. There's 3 packs in it. What is it? It's D24. Oh, that's a new one. Oh, wait. D21. Oh, maybe that's a good one. Oh, wait. What's in D21? Which one had the Cosmic Eclipse? I don't remember. Ah, fuck it. I gotta open up this Pokeball. I got this tin. Ooh, this tin. I know I bought this at release. I know this is the first wave. But man, they reprinted this shitty-ass tin, and the second print waves, the original print waves had Evolving Skies packs in it, but the older print waves they replaced the Evolving Skies and they put Brilliant Stars packs in it. Nobody's going to pay a premium for this tin. I got to break down this tin. Oh, what do I do? It's like, and they're just like, I wish I just bought the booster box, And I do feel like a lot of people eventually do that. So then they try to build that collection identity. They try to build something and build a collection and that they enjoy. And if that is just a bunch of sealed booster boxes, like, so be it. And it gets tough too when, people are building collections and they like PSA 10s, and it's like, man, look at how many PSA 10s have crashed in price. Waifus. Name it. Name the waifu. I don't like waifus. Praise the good Lord. I do not like waifus. Because every single waifu collector out there got destroyed. Crazy margins. I just don't like waifus. Not for me, but for those that do. I mean, people saw PSA 10 prices go from like 800 to 100. And that is in this crazy boom. We are living in the boom of booms. And we still seen cards living in the bust of busts. If you just back the wrong pony, call it. And waifus are a perfect example of that. You can go through like the Miriam and the, what is it? Irida, whatever you're saying. IRADA, whatever. Like, there's so many waifus that just got crushed in PSA 10s right now. And a lot of that is like Japanese waifus too. And Japanese product just got printed to the ground, and booster box prices collapsed, and the single prices collapsed on some of these waifus. And now you open up a Japanese booster box, you pull a waifu, it's like, who cares? There's not even a premium to any of this stuff anymore. So it's like you could have the same time where a Moonbryon, no matter how many of those gets created, no matter how big the population goes, it keeps creeping up till eventually. Shout out to Mr. Jim Carson from Z&G Emporium. Jim just posted on his Instagram the other day. I was just scrolling through Instagram like, oh, Jim posted. What is it going to be? Oh, Jim posted a Moonbryon he just sold for over $2,000. It's like, all right. We got Moonbryons at auction selling for over $2,000. That freaking thing, there's no stopping it, right? Like, no matter how many of that gets graded, no, the demand's just so strong that it could take a card with a 10,000 plus population, jack it up, and continue have sale after sale after sale, keep going up and up and up. And we're seeing that happen. Go to James's most recent. I mean, we could do that. Well, we got nothing but time. It's Thursday night. If you guys don't like this type of content, kick rocks. I don't care. I do care. I love you guys. Please. Just be here for me. There we go. There we go. Mr. Jim. Let's go to Jim's page. Let's move this. Whoa. Oh, God. I'm not ready for this. Let's move this here. Doom. There we go. There's old Jim's profile. Let's look at this. Gengar VMAX. $1,000 now. When did this happen? You know? We now got $1,000 Gengar VMAXs. Super modern. Chase card. Yeah, Fusion Strike maybe not getting open anymore, but huge populations. Always was expensive. Hasn't crashed. Continues to prove this market completely wrong. Well, not wrong anymore. CGCs. Wow. Actually selling. Well, let's see. Look at the Black Label Premium. Japanese 151. Mew EX. This is a tough card to pull. I've opened up a lot of Japanese 151. I don't even know. I've opened up a couple cases at least. Never pulled this Mew EX from the Japanese 151. $90 in PSA 10. You go Black Label hunting. Look at that difference. $2,425 for Japanese 151 print quality. We got gray felt hats, $31,581. I'm sure that since this post has gone up, what was this, 4 days ago? I bet you in 4 days this population has already gone up a couple hundred. And we got gray felt hats selling at $500. When I sent mine away, I think at the time I was selling them for $285. That's what I was selling my tens at. $285. And I thought I was cleaning up. I was skipping. Down the yellow brick road. I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Let's go off to see the wizard. I was off to see the wizard skipping because I was selling these cards at $285. Last sold $500. And the population has done nothing but go up. How can you look at look, confirm paid. Say it. Boom. Jim, you out there listening to this? This is for you, Jim. Boom. We are booming. If you don't know what the boom mean is, you're not in the right discords. This boom, this is a meme. Shout out to Denzel Washington. Confirm paid. $2,050. Illustration rare sets. Look at this. Vaporeon V from the Vaporeon V Premium Collection Box. This is a promo. This was a promo. You could have walked into your local Walmart and picked up one of these Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Premium Collection Boxes. $465 for this in a 10. Look at this. Every single one of these creeping up. You look at this. Regular illustration rares. This is what I told you when I told you that it's tough to pull. Paldea Evolved Groudon. We just pulled one last night. In last night's stream, we pulled this card. PSA 10. $290. We pulled this card last night. We got the Ralts. Ralts tells a great story. The Ralts, the Curlia, the Gardevoir, they grow up. You got the Ralts, this one in the middle. You got this young family unpacking, and then the next scene, they're older, they got kids until eventually And so with the Curlia, they got kids running around. Then the Gardevoir, the family, they're old. You can see like the family post or photos in the background changes, but it's all takes place in the same room, same perspective. Awesome card, awesome artwork, tells a great story. $255 for illustration rare. You got a Raging Bolt SIR, only selling for $13 more than a Groudon illustration rare for SIR. Must we do more? Even vintage. Everybody wants to shit on vintage. It's all about modern. Modern are the better. That is true, but you know, make no mistake about it. You got crazy sales. Umbreon EX from Unseen Forces. Shout out to Australian Blastoise. Australian Blastoise used to be a big watcher of this channel. Australian Blastoise has this Umbreon EX. Shout out to, and I think at the time, I forget what he paid for. I think he spent like $800 on it. And that was 4 years ago. Spent $800 on this Umbreon. And now it's 8,000. 10x of his money. From 800 to 8,000. Must we continue to go on? Have we made our point? This, the PSA 8 that sold for over 1,000. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for making these posts. So I can talk about your posts. No, next time I won't give you credit. We'll just have to block out your name. Cheval says the trick is to not think about it and chase the next shiny thing. Yep. Held said, PK, do you have some banger PSA cards for Friday's Fanatics Live? I do. I've been selling. Some stuff goes for like over, and then man, there's been some deals to be had too. You guys should definitely be stopping in. Make sure if you do, you sign up through our referral link. You get $25, and then use Ketchum or code Ketchum20 for $20 off your first purchase. You get $45 in free credit. Curtis says, I forced a lot of liquidity this year, but also bought some undervalued black and white PSA 9s and 10s. I don't know how liquid those are. Honestly, they're gonna go up, maybe. 8s are rough, though, for black and white. I mean, this is a problem with black and white. Like, we'll just say first 2 sets. You only got 4 full arts. You got, Zekrom, Reshiram from black and white base, and then, yeah, you got the Secret Rare Pikachu from black and white base, and then Emergent Powers, you got the Thundurus and the Tornadus. Both in PSA 8. Man. What are those cards each? $30 no, they're not 30. Maybe at auction they're like $25 in a PSA 8. To pick up those cards raw, it's $15. There's just not enough eyes on black and white for some of these full arts. I mean, those are the big chases. Like, I don't know. 8s are rough for black and white. I think there's a lot that exist. Jake says, I only need Z&G to get out of jail. Z&G does give out some get out. And that's another thing with Z&G. I've shilled their platform before, but I'll shill it again. You can make more money selling through James to do all the work for you. He'll do all the work. And you make more money than you could sell on your own. It's no blame. And that's the thing, too. Barriers of entry, man. Barriers of entry. The barriers of entry are just getting whittled away. Oh man, I just saw a really good comment. Somebody just said, oh, it was a great comment. Where did it go? Let's see. Oh, I want to read it. It was, oh, here we go. Held said, dang, it's crazy to hear your voice in 1 time live instead of 1.5 as usual when I rewatch the video. For those of you that only watch this thing on 1x or 2 or 1.5 or 2x speed, thoughts and prayers. Mason said, PK, I'm too sober for this kind of nuance. Oh, there's nothing like nuance. Benjamin said, what do you think about how PSA 9s in Modern are starting to exceed raw price? And if that is happening, I cannot think of any examples. So, dang. If that is happening, awesome. But I don't know any examples of that. Uh, Thrifty said, yeah, this is Mason 2 to 3 margarita deep type of content. Yep. Pokebondo said, just enjoying this live while cleaning dishes. It's a necessity to get through them. Sorry, guys. Jimbo Slice says, we'll never stop the ranting. Have to fear PK's got rants for years. Yes, I do. Mason said, what the hell, you'll think these dummy game stores are making me trillions? What's higher than trillions? Sextillions? That's what the number we're going to go with. What is the GDP of the United States? I heard Cardinal Gaming represents like 75% of the GDP. I heard it's like the U.S. military budget and then the budget of Cardinal Gaming. Castle said, is Surgeon Sparks sleeve boosters for $5 at 5 below a good play? Well, looking at my spreadsheet, Surgeon Sparks TCG player price in $6.45. Do the math. Paying $5. Are you paying taxes? If you're paying taxes, figure out your taxes. You could sell on TCG player for $6.45. There you go. Is that a good play? Figure out the math. Probably not. You probably need to buy a really, really lot of those to sell them at $6.45 after shipping and fees to make money. But hell, if you got 1 million of them, but then you got to hope the market could absorb 1 million of those blisters from... It's just a numbers game. I just told you. There's your numbers. You said for 5. I told you they're sold for $6.45. Figure it out. And then you got your answer. Pokebondo said, quick question. With Blumen releasing on Costco for $45, great fucking deal, and demand going to be astronomical, how difficult is Costco to buy online? Worth buying the year subscription? Probably. But I don't know. I'm not doing that play. I don't have Costco's. I got BJ's close to me. Yeah. I see you dirty, dirty people in the chat. Not Costco's, BJ's. It's like a BJ's. Or it's like a Costco, but with BJ's. Get your head out of the gutter. Come on. Really? Just because I said BJ's. I said it's like Costco's, but BJ's. Really? Really? Get your head out of the gutter. I like BJ's. Okay? The store. Jesus Christ, you guys. The store. These people. Oh god. I got a lot of BJ jokes going around in my head. Sorry if there was like a moment of silence. There was a couple funny ones that were really, really like if there's a train going on in my brain or a monkey with a cymbal banging that cymbal. There's some good jokes. I think they're a little bit too bad. Mason Berry said a Costco membership is worth it for the hot dogs alone. Everything else is a bonus. Mr. $7 hot dogs. I don't know, Mason, if you just trolled that to troll it or what. Jake Smith said, yeah, there you go. Jake is right on top of it. He said, yeah, cheaper than $7 still. Let's see. Pokemon said I had reasonable success with Twitter updates and Pokemon Center drops. My issue is no close Costco, which means no constant hot dogs. Yep. Oh, I had another BJ's joke about hot dogs. Gonna store that one. Nope, not gonna say that one either. The store, guys. The store. Please, get your head out of the gutter. This is a serious channel. We only talk about serious stuff. Kids playing cards. About how they're investable. And how we're over leveraged on them. And credit card debt to buy said children trading card game. And talk about them, compare them to the stock market. This is a serious channel. We only talk about serious stuff. Please get your head out of the gutter. Keep it on track. And we fight about Pokemon cards once in a while. Because we keep it serious. Alright? Thank you. Thank you. That's enough. D-Flip said, PK, I'm up to 2,200 packs, cross products, 151. I'm still buying Pokemon duping before Christmas and me buying it all. Yeah, keep going. We got Pokemon Dentist in the chat. Good to see you, Pokemon Dentist. PokeKid said, PK, Alex broke in and took it. Is that where the Magic 8 Ball went? Alex took it and started. Oh, wait, I think I know where it is. I think it's up here. Time up. Man, I don't know where it is. Man, I really don't know where my Magic 8 Ball is. Maybe he did break in and he took it. Genius if he did. What a way to get at me. Steal my Magic 8 Ball, I did. Let's see. So, Big Steve said, PK, long time no see. Sucks that it took blowing out a knee to finally catch one of these live. Big Steve, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Sorry about your knee, though. That sucks. Thrifty said, the mind of a hobby madman. Live. Tap in, y'all. Pokebond said, hey, y'all, looking to run a local trade show event, have a venue that may work, but want to discuss some details with someone with past experiences. I've already thought about it, but, man, it's a lot to make it, to do what I want to do. I like talked about it on a live once. Retro said, Denzel Washington. If anyone needs a Scream Pika PSA 10, James has a nice one up. Buy it now, I hear. I'm guessing that is Retro Scream Pikachu. Mason said, incredible. Y'all are delusional and must have been talking about Mason making most of the GDP of the United States. I think it's true. All right. Pokebondo, also, great rant. Not ready for this one yet. He said if they drop a TCG pocket set at the end of the year, Scarlet and Violet will get a premium membership to BJ's. Dude, if they drop, I mean, what was the newest set that just released? Man, what was it? The Island set. Mega Islands, Tropical Islands, Tropical Mega Battle. What was the new Pokemon Pocket set? Oh, let me look at it. The new Mythical Islands, what was it? Mythical Island, the new thing. I already pulled the Celebi. This, right there. When that set drops, when the actual Pokemon Pocket Mythical Islands, when the Pokemon, man, some of the cards in this set are just crazy. Eventually, we're going to see those cards, and it's going to go crazy. All right, guys. We made it 51 weeks this year. I went live every Thursday night. Do you like my new background? Look, right there. Technodrome. Can we look at it? You guys could sign off right now. We're not talking about any more Pokemon. We're just going to talk about cool stuff. Yeah. This is a reprint thing. It was from Amazon. I had the Technodrome growing up as a kid. And when I got older, I told my mom I'm a big boy. And I threw away all my toys. And I threw away the Technodrome. And I think about that all the time. This is available on Amazon for $79.99. It is the original reprint of the original redone of the Technodrome. I had this Technodrome as a kid. Now I have a sealed one behind me. I'm a 37-year-old man, and I'm super excited about my Ninja Turtles Technodrome. Safe spaces. Costco's hot dogs. BJ wholesalers. What you get to look forward to when you're an old ass man. Bye everyone. Love you.